As of yesterday, over 216 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines have been administered in India. Did you know more than 90% of the world's countries have a population less than that number? How's that for scale? But it seems a lot of our eminent opposition leaders have failed to see that. Through constant support and encouragement from the government of India, vaccine manufacturing is being dramatically ramped up. This was the commitment and this is what has been done. Let's take a look at this tweet. Over 216 crore doses of vaccines will be manufactured in India between August and December 2021 for India and for Indians. Heartening, isn't it? But sadly, such dedication and commitment is seemingly absent amongst opposition leaders. The Indian National Congress's scion had said, Modi government's non-vaccination strategy is a dagger in Bharat Mata's heart. Tragic truth. Now, do you realize why we talked about numbers? Over 21.68 crore vaccinated and he still calls it a non-vaccination strategy? But we can't really blame him. It may actually be a diktat. Let us give you an example. On April 16, Shashi Tharoor had stated to NDTV that the government should have allowed the vaccine to be sold in the open market at a marginally higher price, so people had the choice to take it when they wanted. But on May 6th, he tweeted proposals from his Indian National Congress colleague on how to overcome vaccine shortages. If that was the case, why demand for an open market? We believe that it is safe to assume that these leaders had a clear idea that vaccines were being made from scratch and that the country only had a finite capacity, be it imports or manufacturing. Yet they have chosen to ignore that knowledge completely. Take the former finance minister, for example. In a tweet, he says, "We were the first to demand universal vaccination and get rid of the silly app and the need for pre-registration. Vaccination must be a walk-in program." Before moving on, consider this statement for a second. The leader would want no silly registration process, no streamlining. Would that simplify or complicate? And when the vaccination drive was liberalized, he has taken up the issue of shortage even more vehemently. The fact that the number of daily vaccinations is declining can only be attributed to the shortage of vaccines. What wisdom is this? And even while faced with the issue, the government of India has made all possible efforts to continue vaccinations. Do you think we would have reached where we have without this commitment? The Punjab Chief Minister wasn't far behind on another U-turn. On April 8, he took to Twitter and said, "Wrote to Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji conveying our suggestions to centre, request flexibility to states to devise local vaccination strategy within broad parameters of centre's approach." When the government actually permitted it, this is what he had to say. Vaccination of all is government's responsibility and it would be financially and administratively most expedient to procure COVID-19 vaccines centrally. We ask you again, as an elected representative, leading by example is one of the primary tools for good governance, is it not? Then why have these eminent leaders chosen to instill amongst the people confusion and doubt rather than confidence? And why have almost all of them toed the same line? Food for thought. Dhanyavad and Namaste.